Or I'm just really old.
You're just really
just
old.
Didn't really
man.
get into it.
You're just really old.
Oh yeah. Can I get a oh yeah?
We are live.
Oh shit, we're recording.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Y'all Ready for Drinks, the podcast for adults who are still growing up. I'm too loud. I'm your co-host, Richard Socius.
And I'm your other co-host, Arman Lopez.
What up?
What's going on, y'all? My God, we're gonna have to edit on the fly here. Welcome to season 3 of
6.
Y'all Ready for Drinks, y'all. Just we are excited to finally be back.
Excited.
Excited.
Egg. EGG.
Excited to be back recording off digital media.
Yeah, even though we're still supposed to be
6 feet apart,
but we're not.
and we're supposed to be wearing masks, but we're not.
We're not. We're back.
We're back. How's it feel to be back here, Rich?
It's fucking hot as
It's
shit.
hot
dude.
as fuck right now. So before we started recording, we didn't turn on the AC because we didn't want to have like any sound.
Here, it's this.
Yeah. That's all. We didn't want to have that sound, and we were fucking baking in here.
Yeah, Armin's arms were moist. Moist.
And I just shaved my head again, and sweat was just coming out of it. Just
Come on, man. Come on, do this shit. Moist.
But-
jeez.
so we said, "Fuck it, we're putting the AC on. We're two big dudes here."
Two big dudes.
But yeah, we are definitely happy to be back for season 3. Season 2 was cut short due to the COVID situation.
Yeah, fuck COVID.
Ruined a lot of things over here. A lot of plans.
Yep. Another episode.
Another episode. We'll bring that up soon. But we're back for season 3. We're excited to be here.
Back for it. Doing big things.
Big teams.
Making big moves.
Yeah, you know.
Reaching out. Taking this shit to
we
higher
going?
standards.
Higher
heights.
Higher heights, you know.
We're here. Now we're here.
For the people that are just listening, we were at one point. Now we're at a point higher than
That's
that.
higher than that, yeah. We're on a new level.
Play the beat. All right. So it's been, let's say, season 2 ended what, at the end of
long time
March?
ago.
The middle of March.
Middle
right?
of March, yeah. That was when like everything started like fucking going down.
Yeah. So it's been a solid 3 months now.
Trace months. Hey, season 3, 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. And it's coming out on July 3rd.
July 3, and we gotta buy some lottery tickets.
I know.
3, 13, 2, 3.
We're not gonna win the lotto.
You never know, man.
I don't know, man. That shit just doesn't sound like it's gonna do anything. Next thing you know,
Yeah. Like, fuck, bitch.
But yeah, a lot of things have changed over the past 3 months.
Things have changed. We did digital episodes or digital. I mean, we are digital technically, but
we did 4 digital recordings on Zoom.
Yeah, via webcam with some of our friends, and
That was actually
Some
the
of us.
biggest episode we've ever done. Like in terms of how many people speaking.
yeah, because we only have a couple mics. So.
Well, yeah, we brought in 6. Well, including us, there were 6 of us on that episode. That was really fun. That was a lot of fun.
So,
Yeah.
maybe look forward to more of that this season, possibly. you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So, like I said, big things, big moves.
Big things and moves for season 3. We're still out here figuring shit out.
Yeah, but let's cut to the case. To the case.
To the cake.
Let's get to the down and dirty, Arm, because we got a good topic today.
We do got a good topic today.
But word on the block is you got yourself a little lady friend.
Yes. I've been dropping hints all over social media. Not really. I
shit.
just dropped 2 hints.
Armin is taken. He's off the market.
It's the end times. It is the end times if that's the case.
And he got it during COVID. During everything going down.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah! So proud of you. I'm so happy. I'm like Finally.
You know, I got lucky because I could not imagine trying to date somebody like
During these times.
during these, because dating online was already hard enough. Like trying to meet somebody through apps and shit. Now doing it now when there's the scare of thinking that the other might not be or might have COVID or something. There's no way. Well, for me, I would think that you could even really meet up anymore.
Yeah, you couldn't. I mean, it'd be a Zoom dates.
Yeah,
FaceTime dates.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Zoom dates, that was actually the very first thing that
you guys did.
Me and the girlfriend did.
Oh, okay. So let's get down to the very because we need to know.
Okay,
we got to know.
Richard wants to interview me this time.
When did you guys meet?
When did we meet?
Yeah, when y'all meet.
Like just meet?
When and how?
Like, are you talking about meeting like as if like
first time? Like first time.
First time we met. This is gonna be a big hint for all y'all. First time we met was in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, we both worked together.
So y'all knew each other for a little bit.
We knew each other for 4 years. Yeah.
Wow. I'm so happy for you, dude. The time has finally come. Now you can stop complaining about being fucking single.
You know,
going to Richard, Valentine's Day.
You know what? Okay. You know, I'm not even gonna defend myself because I was watching our original Valentine's Day episode, and I was listening to myself, and I was like,
"I'm such an idiot."
It's like, you dumb bitch. You don't know what's coming. So stop complaining.
So did y'all were y'all just talking because you said 2016, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
4 years. So you guys were just talking, or how did what happened?
So she actually was taken from most of the time.
Homewrecker.
Everyone keeps telling me that, but no, it's I was a gentleman. I didn't even think about that.
You a gentleman? Okay. Sure.
No, the funny thing is that everyone used to think that or say that we were fucking on the down low.
Fucking canoodling around.
But we weren't. We really weren't.
Oh, okay.
We were just two homies. She was actually I was trying to have her help me get her friends.
Little did you know.
No. Yeah, so she was trying to help me get her friends, and
little did she know.
So that didn't work the way it was supposed to.
Right. So,
but yeah, it wasn't until because she was recently single, maybe for the past 6 months.
Okay.
Right when season 1 started, I think.
She sorry, Jesus, I told you. Sorry. Is she a listener?
She is definitely a listener.
Well, she has to be.
She is definitely a listener, one of our biggest supporters, actually.
Oh, where? Do I know this person?
You do know this person.
I do know this person.
You do.
Fuck. All right. Well, I mean, I hope the best for y'all.
Oh, thanks.
I'm happy for you guys. You better treat her right. I'll fuck you up.
I will. I am. She knows.
So, you guys were talking. So, one of the topics sort of worked out today. So we were talking about doing the whole friend zone thing. So would you consider that you guys were in the friend zone?
Yeah. So friend zone, friend zone is definitely, it's definitely has so many, nice. It has so many different meanings nowadays. But in the most simplest form, yeah, we were just friends. We were just friends at the time, and there
was no thought of if it came down to it.
So this is the thing. That's the second half of this, or the second subtopic of this episode. It's something that we call the homie filter. Okay. Right. Yeah. So, there were times where I would see her. This is after she was single, by the way. I would see her in a different light. There's a filter on. That's when oh yeah, she's just the homie. We're just here to hang out. Just strictly platonic.
So y'all put each other in the friend zone.
Kind of, pretty much.
Yeah.
But there were times where the filter came off. The filter comes off. It's yeah, what's up? What
up? What up? Get up here. What up, girl? You come here a lot. Let me buy you a drink, girl.
Yeah, there were times. Most of the time, it was just straight platonic filter.
Platonic.
Yeah, meaning? Just straight friendship.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We vibed with each other. We were cool. But it was never anything in the romantic side, or
So there's the those, because 4 years is quite a long time, and you guys known each other, especially I'm gonna say for sure, like, if a guy is there may be good guys that are trying to get girl, talking to girl, trying to actually be friends with them.
Yeah.
But I will say the majority of dudes will, trying to smash.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why a lot of people thought that we was
y'all were smashing, yeah.
Yeah. And well, like when you think of it, it's I mean, I really wasn't. I was chasing after other girls during our friendship, and she was helping me. I literally would complain to her about like how like some of the shit wasn't working correctly.
Oh, I know that pain.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely know that pain. Like this was just like, it was actually maybe a month before she and I started dating. I was literally talking to her about how this one girl keeps leaving me on red whenever I texted her or like tried to call her or some shit. And little did we know that maybe a month later she'd be leaving me on red. I'm just kidding. Nah, she replies back every time.
Just kidding. That's good, because I think I figured it out who it is.
Okay, let's be real, Rich.
No, I'm gonna be real, yeah, because I figured it out. So I've known for quite a long time.
Let's stop playing for the audience.
Extremely long time.
Richard here has known. He's helped us.
Fucking horrible.
He's known.
They're like, you gotta keep it secret. I'm like, because Arman wants to be all dramatic and shit. Big reveal. Oh, who's behind the curtain?
Well, it's funny because I dropped 2 hints on Instagram. It was a couple of pictures, but it was from the back where it was just from the back of her head, or I covered her up with an emoji. And, people started messaging me like, yo, what's going on? What's good? Who is this? And I'm like, stay tuned for season 3, man.
People are all like, hey, Rich, who is it? Hey, Rich, who is it? Hey, Rich, who is it? And I'm like, I don't fucking care. It's not my I got shit I gotta worry about. Just be happy you have someone.
Yeah. Y'all find out eventually. Yeah. Today.
And it's really funny because I remember, because you said, with my help a little bit.
Yeah, well, not a little bit. There was a lot of help, actually.
I tell Armin, because me and my girlfriend know. We've known for a while, and I don't like saying it because I don't like taking it, but I do want to take a little bit of credit. I'm a little corner piece, good piece, where me and Arm actually had a good talk with his little brother too, because we were just messing around with his little brother, asking him, the girls that he talks with, what's up with them.
Yeah.
It eventually led into how you guys were how they're friends, and how he wants something more, and how this topic came up of how this person, or your girl now, you guys just needed the right violent kick in the back.
Well, it's very, I don't know if a lot of people go through this, because it's kind of hard to make that cross from friendship to relationship. Sure. And I mean, you've done it. You and your girl were friends before you guys were dating.
I want to say it was the further zone in the Filipino culture, where it's like
Kuya zone.
The Kuya zone. No, even further. There's a further stage.
What is it?
Since she's older, I was
the adding zone.
The adding zone. Yeah, that shit was horrible.
That's terrible. Okay, so the Kuya zone, it is the Filipino version of the friend zone, but it's worse.
It's like that's family. Like, oh, you're like my brother. Kuya means brother.
Yeah.
But then adding means like sibling.
You're the
little sibling.
Yeah, you're the little sibling, and
so
that's always the worst.
Yeah, every time. So, ladies, if you're Filipino and like Filipino dude comes up to you, or like whoever, go, hi Kuya. They'll walk away.
I used to, and so when we were in high school, I used to think like, oh yeah, that just shows like how close we are. But then you think about it, and you're like, no. That's stupid. So I made sure that anybody that's not related to me, like blood related, I don't let them call me that, or I don't call them that, except for one person, his girlfriend. I actually call her Ats or Ate from time to time, because she is like an older sister to me.
So I got out of there. That shit was fucking insane. Like it was funny because it didn't take till years of like talking to her and getting and like dating and stuff, and being with her, till I realized I think it was like one night we were having dinner, and I was like, you put me in the fucking adding zone. How could you? As I have a fucking face full of like chicken parm.
Stupid. Fucking Olive Garden?
Yeah. Macaroni Girl.
Oh, macaroni. Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, I remember having that talk, and how you were very unsure. You talk about the homie filter and everything, and how there are times where the filter's on and you're like,
Oh, that went off.
All right.
I guess the battery went off. It's okay.
As I was saying, you guys were, he's like I said, homie filter was on. You're like, oh, she the homie. Like, I'm only gonna see her as a friend. When the filter is off, you're like, oh damn, what's up, girl?
Yeah.
What's up with you?
And it's funny because most of the time the filters came off. It was when we were like at the club.
It makes sense.
Filters came on. She was dressed for the club. She was, in her words, she was hoeing out. And I was like, yo.
Arm over your leg.
You hoe with me.
What's up, girl?
Let me hoe with you,
girl. What up, girl?
And I didn't, and it would be like very small, like filter would come off just a little bit,
Sure.
but it wasn't until we went out for her birthday back in March.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That was scary.
that was a fun night. The filter completely came off that night.
Sure.
That's when you and I started talking about it. The funny thing is, though, she was at the time still trying to get me to go for one of her friends.
That shit was hella funny.
Two of her friends, actually.
That shit was hella funny.
And she told me this later. She was like, "Yeah, her friend would have went for me, but she was wondering." She asked
feel between y'all.
The feeling between me
Yeah.
and her, and she was dead right on that shit.
I mean, like, if y'all weren't dating and, like, if someone ever walked up and y'all were hanging out, like, people would think that,
Yeah, I mean, we got that all the time when we worked together.
Yeah.
We would just be chilling in the break room, and we would just be hanging out, and we always heard from like other people like, "Oh, y'all messing around down low, huh?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Nah, this
This is how you guys are.
yeah." And I really thought like, because before I used to never think that like a male and female best friendship, I never really thought those worked out because usually boyfriend and girlfriends take the others away from each other. We found out, and we found a way to not have that happen.
That's good.
Me staying single for all of time apparently before this.
For all of time.
And her boyfriend at the time was like okay to let her hang out with me.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
To let that's bullshit. Anyways, another topic, another day.
That's a different topic.
Yeah. But so I remember. So I'm just going through that talk because I remember it very vividly, and how I told you how it's gonna take one incident. Because like we're talking about percentages. Like as of right now, at the time, the affection you had for her was maybe like 5 to 95%. Like 95%, she was a homie. 5%, like I might want to pursue.
Yeah.
So I told him I was like, there's gonna be one incident where you're not gonna be able to handle, because I know y'all talk to each other so much. Y'all share
pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna take one incident where you're not gonna be able to take it anymore.
Yeah.
And then that's where your affection is gonna jump up, and then you're gonna be like, you know what? Let's try to make it happen.
Yeah.
So what was that moment for you?
That
what was that realization that you did?
So that same day that we were talking, and I was telling her how this one girl keeps leaving me on red, right? She was telling me how she was messing around with this one dude, and when she told me that they smashed or they fucked, it raised a thing in my head. I was like, why am I not okay with this?
Yeah.
Like,
a little spike in the heart.
It's like she's told me this before with her other dude, but this time
it hurt.
Yeah, it's more like wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, then you're like, wait a minute, that's not my girl.
yeah. And it kind of just raised the flag in my head, like, oh, maybe there is something there. Maybe there is a little more attachment than just thinking like, oh, she looked good that night,
Yeah, and
the filter came off again.
Sure.
And it started to come off more and more.
That's good. Look at you. So proud of you. Proud of you. So filter came off. You realize you have affection for her and everything. So how to work it out? Because like it's not like, yo, you, me, let's get it. So it's like I know I was a part of this process too of trying to give you guys that violent, like giving you that tip of saying like, there's gonna be one moment during your guys' interaction or being together or like talking where either side is gonna be pissed off about what happened, of whatever happens. Yeah. So giving you that realization, and then you realize there was a situation that happened and kicked in. So it's not like you can just jump in and be like, I'm done. I can't take this no more. Let's get down to it.
No, it didn't happen like that.
Yeah, I remember.
The funny thing is, I wasn't sure to bring it up with her. So,
yeah, it's a hard topic to bring up, especially if, like, you know, you guys are talking for so long and knowing each other for so long, and like you guys are homies, you know.
The thing is, she actually brought the topic up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a direct. She didn't ask it directly.
Sure.
The question she texted me, because I was at work that day,
Mm-hmm.
she texted me was, "How come all of my friends keep saying that you and I should date?" And and in my head, I replied from an objective standpoint.
Sure.
I said, both of us are really close. We vibe well with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We know each other. We know each other's past. We accept who we are with each other.
Sure.
All that's left is, are we attracted to each other?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm attracted. Are you?
Over here, like, I mean, like, you know, I'm down. Whatever you, girl.
And I followed up with that, and then I actually asked a second question. I was like, why aren't we dating?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing that really, like, it made sense. That was like kind of the whole thing about this relationship to us, that it made sense. Why aren't we dating? And, you know, she had to think about that.
Man, I remember that shit. I'm gonna go off. So,
oh boy, here we go.
I'm not gonna go. It's not as bad. It's a I remember you telling me everything that was going on, because, you know, you tell me everything.
I tell you everything.
Almost everything.
Yeah. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Like 98%.
Like, but I remember you were telling me, and you guys were talking, and you were, I don't know if you were frustrated, but you weren't frustrated.
Yeah.
It was weird, because it was weird for me, and also I feel like it was weird for her too, because you were actually pretty calm about everything.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, I was like, well, you know, he's been hearing tips from me, so it makes sense.
Well, you know, after being single for so long, you kind of just study other people's relationships.
Yeah, and so I remember you telling me is that you can't really help whatever's going on in her head, like her inner turmoil, because it's you.
Yeah.
You know, the things that she's thinking about is about you, so she can't really talk to you about it.
Yeah, it's that friend role, but if I'm going to cross over to boyfriend role, dating role, I can't be like that
at the moment.
At the moment, you know.
Right. And so I remember Arman going like, I remember it wasn't Arman, it was just me. I was like, just under my breath when you're telling me, I was like, man, just have her talk to me, man. And that's
what I did. I was like, hey, you can text Richard.
Yeah, text Richard. And then next thing you know, I get a text from her, and I'm like, all right, let's get in.
Let's talk.
And you know, I feel like for her at least, you know, for you needed the realization, and, you know, another, you know, kick in the back just to get your stuff, you know, out the door. For her, it was more of same thing, but she just needed the how do you say, proper guidance.
Oh yeah,
I guess you say a nicer kick, but in the right place.
Right. Well, at the time she was nervous because, you know, classic friend zone situation, right?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin.
You don't want to ruin the friendship, and then, like, what if you break up? You know, you lose each other forever, all that stuff, right?
Sure.
And in my head, I was thinking, like, well, that's very that's like a very, like, teenager,
high school,
early
shit.
20s kind of thing, like you know, we're grown adults, and I was telling her, I think our friendship is strong enough, and that we're mature enough that unless it was a terrible breakup, like, you know, someone did each other wrong or something, if it was just a mutual breakup, I think it would be strong enough that you could be friends afterwards. You know, I thought that friendship would be strong enough that, you know, so that's why I was like, if it doesn't work out, it worked out. We weren't meant to date each other.
Sure.
But then we could still be homies and shit.
It's funny because, like, I had that thing go on in middle school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on a girl for a while. She's actually one of my closest friends now.
Yeah,
which is fucking crazy still. And I don't really talk to her as much, mainly because we both live a very busy lifestyle. But you know, whenever I do see her, it's like nothing's changed. You know, we catch up, and then it's back to us being friends again. So she's one of my closest female friends, at least. And I remember in high school or middle school, like, I was all about it. I was trying to get her, and I remember on AIM, AOL Instant Messenger.
Yep.
I asked her, you know, I was like, hey, do you want to, you know?
You popped the mini question.
Sure. It was straight up the question. I was like, hey, you want to go out?
Oh, yeah.
And she laid it out. And, like, she laid it out honestly, and she was just saying, like, you know, we're really close friends, and, like, I sort of have feelings for you, but it's not there. And she said, you know, we can still walk away from this, like, we can still be friends and stuff like that, because, you know, we have a great rapport or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? And being a middle school friend, I was like, oh, she broke. She doesn't want to be with me. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, you know what? Like, it's not as bad. So it's like people who are like friends. That's why like I believe that there's no such thing as a friend zone. It's just taking that proper step forward, you know, and then working it out. Like if y'all want to keep doing what y'all do and keep that friendship, y'all still can. You just gotta talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. See, like over the past 10 years, I think my definition or the how I think about the friend zone has definitely changed.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, you know, classic situation. Oh, she only saw me as a friend, but I've been so like nice to her or whatever.
Sure.
Yada yada yada. It's a very one-sided way of thinking, and if your friendship was strong enough, then it should be fine, even if you guys don't date.
Right.
And if you do date and you guys break up, if it wasn't a terrible breakup, you guys should be fine.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you know. I don't know. It's.
I feel like like I said, when I say like the friend zone doesn't exist, mainly because like we're so caught up in that whole finding that one person and stuff like that, and that we want to put labels on certain stages of the relationship or of meeting someone. You know, you want to be like, oh no, we're not friends, we're just acquaintances. You know, we're not
boyfriend girlfriend. We're just talking.
Yeah. So like society wants us, you know, society wants to put labels because they don't want to say what it truly is sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't believe in friend zone because you can get out. It's not something that is it's not real. You know, and so you just gotta fucking figure shit out.
Well, I think it is real because, you know, some people you just feel like you don't vibe that way. You are just friends. That's what she and I first thought. And so yeah, they may friend zone you, saying like, oh yeah, I really don't want to date you, but you're the homie. So
I mean,
you're here.
For me, that's just being friends. It's not a zone. You're just being friends.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like. Well, I guess that's
it's like. I mean, if you think about it, how long you guys been dating now?
It's gonna be. Let's see. This episode goes on July 3rd.
Yeah.
So a few days is gonna be 3 months.
3 months. So some people would go, "Oh, y'all are still in the honeymoon phase."
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, isn't the honeymoon phase just? It's just dating. It's still just regular dating. Shouldn't the entire relationship be a honeymoon phase?
It should be. I mean, there's like so many different theories of like relationship, like the 7 stages or whatever. Honeymoon, then, you know, you get comfortable. I've seen like so many different ways to describe it, but I mean, yeah, I do agree. It should be a honeymoon fit. Like your relationship should be
it should be a combination of those whatever stages.
Yeah.
It's nothing that, you know,
You okay?
Good.
We're gonna take a small break while Richard thinks about this. Play the beat. All right, Richard finally figured out what he wanted to say.
No, I didn't. I did not. I had to take a piss. I was like, oh fuck.
You didn't figure it out?
I didn't figure. Anyways, let's just go back. So we left off on so y'all were talking. Y'all were talking it through the whole getting past the friend zone. So when did it finally, like, you know, let's make this happen?
You know, so we were probably a week in, and it was kind of a struggle. First week and a half, or maybe 2 weeks, was a struggle because we were having a hard time crossing over to relationship, from friendship to relationship. And we actually almost like gave up on it for a second because we were sitting in the car for like 3-4 hours. Like it was like 3 or 2 a.m. at the time.
Sure.
We were just talking about it, like whether we should, like, is this really how we want to do this? Like, are we still? We were trying to figure out if we were really attracted to each other, and like whether we were. This was during COVID too, so we couldn't even go like on an actual date or anything. We've been doing Zoom dates, and I mean, for a new relationship, that's kind of tough.
That's necessary. You gotta sort of have that, but
it had to happen that way, but it was tough because, you know, it's almost like it was almost like a long distance relationship, but we're literally like 2 exits from each other, you know. But we talked it out, and we figured that we didn't give each other or this whole thing a fair chance yet. So we were like, nah, let's just keep trying, see what happens. And then It was when we finally like hung out together physically.
Yeah.
Like just being like in each other's presence actually.
Yeah, she saw your penis or something.
Hi, Mom.
You saw her titty or something.
we literally just watched a movie together.
Yeah,
and I was
whip your dick out. I'm sorry. No, I don't know if you did actually.
That was like a few weeks later. She's gonna hate me. She's actually behind.
She was like, "Why is it so small?"
Oh, fuck you.
She's like, "Where is it?"
She's actually behind the camera right now. She's like, "Fucking, why
She's
did
dying?"
And she
was like, "It's true."
Shut up. Nah, it was we were watching a movie and I was just sitting there. I was like, you know what? I think this is actually like would work. You know, I think I could potentially see this like actually working.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm so proud of you.
You know,
it's
so weird. You know, it's not even been 3 months yet, but it's so weird that I'm still having to like think like I'm not single anymore. And not even in a sense like
I remember too.
Yeah, it's not even a sense that I can't talk to girls, but it's more like oh yeah, I have a girlfriend.
That's funny.
I can't complain or make jokes anymore.
That's funny because you said she's behind it. So you were talking to me about Vegas one time, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's gonna be different because you got a girl now, right? You ain't going out there trying to get some tail.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because
you got it. I'm just kidding.
Because like in Vegas, I was the only thing in my mind. I was like, man, I'm trying to see what's good.
Yeah, because you're the only person to go see what's good.
Yeah, everybody else is tied down and shit. Now that I'm there, now it's more like hopefully she's there with me, so we can just go do shit together.
Yeah.
But if I'm just me and the boys, you and like everybody, all the guys and shit, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm not really chasing women out there. I'm just
you can actually enjoy the presence of your homies.
Shut up. Hey man, it's hard. It was hard being the single dude in a group of guys that are in long-term committed relationships. Like that shit is tough, and I'm so glad I'm not that guy anymore. That shit is difficult.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see. Like, I keep telling you because I just can't wait to see you guys just grow and see you guys go through this because
yeah,
I know your background. I know a little bit of her background, and just seeing, because you know how I think. I'm very hypothetical. I put myself, I put situations in my head and reenact them in my head and everything.
yeah.
So it's just interesting to see you guys grow, and especially you being single for dumbass long
Forever.
and her
Ever.
her having relationships in the past. And, maybe this one hopefully being good. And so it's just so interesting, and so I'm just really happy for you guys. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You
can finally leave me and my girlfriend alone.
Hell no. It's just gonna be me and her bothering you both.
So you said 3 months. So how is it now? So you guys are out of friend zone. Y'all are dating. Y'all smashing. I'm just kidding.
We fucking. She's mad at me right now.
With his dick out and everything.
Now we're good. We're good right now. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We still actually haven't been on our actual a legit first date yet though.
Yeah, because the whole COVID thing.
The whole COVID thing. We've done we've done the mini dates. Grabbing lunch here and there.
Sure.
Or
technically those are dates. I count those.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
actual
it's night. We're getting dressed.
Fucking je t'aime, je t'adore, I love you.
Maybe more ratchet version of that.
Oh, what up, girl? Trying to get some hot dogs? What's my hot dog?
And yeah, we
try to get them buns.
Like I've never gotten past the first 2 or 3 dates before. So and whenever I'm trying to talk to somebody, so me and her, we never actually done the legit first day where we get dressed up, go to a nice restaurant downtown, maybe watch a movie and then or go dancing or some shit. Yeah. So we haven't gotten to do that because COVID shit happens.
You make my first date sound like shit.
Well, after you've been on so many first dates, man.
Is this the longest one?
Yeah. Yeah, based on my track record, yes, this is the longest one right now.
I see.
Yeah. And, it's nice to break records after every month passes.
It was just I always think whenever it comes up with me
Nice.
Eminem.
Nice one.
Whenever me and Marianne are talking, and sometimes you guys will come up, and she'll ask me, "Oh, how are they doing?" I'll go, "What does it matter?" But we should be focusing on our relationship. but
Well, it's funny because this is new. It's a novel.
Yeah, no.
This is like so. This is why I'm excited to see once this episode gets out, because there are a lot of people who don't know about this yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there are hints that I've dropped, the 2 hints that I've dropped, but it's never been confirmed. It's not Facebook official, or nothing like that yet. But I'm excited to see because I've been known as the single guy.
Yeah.
For
straight up
every wedding I've been to, every party or some shit. So,
oh man,
yeah. So I'm excited to see what people are gonna say. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like one day, and then it's just not gonna matter anymore. I'm just gonna go back to my relationship and be cool. My one day of celebrity status, and that's it. With her. Hi, babe.
Oh, babe.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny because we were actually having a competition to see who's the first one that's gonna break to say that shit.
Say babe.
Yeah, I was the first one. I was actually really wanting to make it last to make her say it first, but she wouldn't budge.
I don't remember who said it first. Y'all said 3 magic little words yet? I love you. Je t'aime.
Nah. I'm pretty sure we're not there yet.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I don't.
It's still 3 months. Still fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh, and after watching a lot of people's relationships, watching media's portrayal of relationships, it's all and videos on YouTube and shit. There's stage that this month you're supposed to say this or whatever. That should actually
bullshit.
actually being in one, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
That's why I'm telling you, shit, the shit that we thought, because, you and me were, little romantics in high school, Wong Fu Productions and shit, shouting out to them, even though we're not that famous, but, anyways, they're doing a whole corny shit, we're on YouTube, so that kind of stuff, and, I just remember, looking back at it in, my relationship now, and, I'm like, man, we were fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, I think it puts a lot of pressure on people who haven't really been in relationships before. And it makes them think are we moving too fast or are we moving too slow? It's really up to is how you feel, you know, and how the other person feels.
Yeah. Every relationship is unique to its own. I'll put that on a t-shirt. Dropping wisdom on the bitches.
Stupid. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because it took me to actually be in a relationship to realize that.
Well, yeah.
Because when you're from the outside, you can't relate, you know. And if that's one of the things I hated about it, is because I always felt like I was not part of this club that everybody was in, the taken club, the relationship club. Gotta have a partner to get in the club,
Yeah.
But yeah, after it's not even really 3 months yet, but I'm starting to gain an understanding of it.
Yeah. Thing is, though, is y'all know each other for 4 years, more than that now, and so it's there's a lot of things where you guys are able to move past. Yeah. You guys know so much about each other. And she told me specifically, that she trusts you already. And, I'm hoping that you trust her. You better.
I do. Looking past the camera right now, I do.
And so it's man, I was I wish I had that, that sort of relationship before. I mean, I'm not saying that, me and my girl's relationship isn't, crazy and isn't normal. It's not normal.
Put that out there.
Yeah. But you were able to do the things that I wasn't able to do. I've known her since high school. We talked throughout high school. I knew during that time I was you know what, I'm gonna make her my girlfriend, and I'm hoping Filipino. I'm hoping that she feels the same when she finishes school and everything. And so you were able to live the single life. You were able to get through that, and you were able to share that experience with, people who are listening, people who are you can, tell that to me. There are times you were single. Yeah. I was vicariously living through you, and like giving you tips here and there, what to say and shit.
Well, yeah, it's yeah. Now that I'm in a relationship, I guess I am thankful I did get to go through that.
Yeah.
But when I was in that, I wasn't thinking like that because yeah, I was still in it. But
it's crazy because she knows, because I'm pretty sure you told her everything.
Oh yeah, I told her. It's funny because I wrote a small short maybe a couple years ago, and the short was based on a conversation that she and I had when we were friends about how I was tired of not having somebody. And she was like getting it through my thick skull at the time, like, stop fucking complaining.
It's still thick.
She's like, stop complaining. Someone's gonna show up eventually.
Yeah, classic cliches.
Yeah, and then she showed up.
She's always been there. She didn't show up.
The fucking blanket just came off, and it was like, I'm here.
Those sunglasses came off. Oh,
yeah, for real.
Got LASIK.
And I don't know. I'm happy I did get to, like, my mom was always telling me before, and I used to think that it doesn't work in modern dating, is that you have to be friends first in order for the relationship to happen. And I was thinking, like, no, you have to be direct nowadays. Friendship doesn't really work because then you get stuck in, like, the girl might just want to be friends only because you didn't make your move early enough or whatever. And, she was right after all. It was 4 years of friendship, then bam, now we're in a relationship.
That's your mom. Yeah, you gotta trust your mom.
What's funny? My mom and her mom called that shit.
I'm sure a lot of us called it a long time ago.
Everyone called it. Everybody, when this goes public, everybody that, like, from work, our old job, that hears about this is gonna be like, I fucking knew it. I
remember meeting y'all for the first time, and like meeting you guys a couple of times, and like I remember, I think we went out drinking. Those are the times whenever we went out and drank and stuff, and she was there. I remember coming home and I was on the phone with my girl. I was like, it'll happen. I was like, eventually. I was like, there's something there. They just don't realize it yet.
Well, she and I talk about this now. We always joke that we're the last people to find out about us. She and I are the last people to find out about us, really. She's laughing right now.
Man, I don't know. Like, just watching y'all, seeing y'all, and like y'all interacting now, like, coming out of the friend zone and everything. Like, you guys look how do you say you guys look healthy.
Yeah.
And
I like to think we're healthy.
Yeah. And what's it called? I always say, like, I never like bringing this up because I don't know your guys' backgrounds 100%. I don't live in your guys' lives. I don't know what you guys went through and everything like that. But I did know for sure. I was like, man, if y'all ended up together, like, it would have been good. Like, it would have benefited both of y'all, like, decently in your guys' life. I'm not trying to say that, like, oh, you guys needed each other. Nah. It's not like that. But it's just like there was something that you guys had something empty, and then you guys just didn't realize, like, oh, you guys are a good fit.
Well, one of the things we tell each other is that it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's those 3 words. It makes sense, and that's what kind of convinced each other, both of us, to like go for it. It just made sense. It made sense. We vibed well together as friends. We know what each other wants. We really have the same, like, morals and values.
Sure. And
all that matters is if we were attracted to each other. It took us 2 weeks to figure that out. We are.
I remember that process, man.
It's tough, like, it's funny, people say that, like, you had a female friend. Say, like, you were single, you had a female friend, sure. She was single, like, oh yeah, probably, if I was fated, a smash or some shit. Yeah. But then when it actually gets to that point where you're thinking about it, it's like,
oh, sorry, I thought, like, when it finally gets to that point where you're all about to smash, I'm like, what? Yo!
No, it's like it gets to that point where you are thinking about actually, like, getting at her or trying to really talk to her. It's like, am I? And one of the things that, like, got me nervous because I didn't want to go in half-assed thinking I was, but then I wasn't, and then that's leading her on and, like, hurting her feelings and shit. That's one of the reasons why it took us a while to, like, actually get solid, like, with each other. And because I didn't want to do that. She's my best friend, and I didn't want to hurt my best friend's feelings. Yeah. But then, it all sorted itself.
It's funny because I remember you telling me, like, oh man, like, both of you guys told me, like, oh man, they're like my best friend. I'm like, hey, like fucking relationships that are long term or even like a year, they're practically best fucking friends.
Right.
That's
right.
what it is. Like my girlfriend's my best friend. She's my best female friend, you know, and I'm like, and you're like, I don't want to, I was like, yo, y'all are good.
What was the metaphor or thing you told me is like walking in the forest, but you're like,
oh no, it's like, cause y'all were like, you were extremely cautious and calm, which is fine. Cause you know, looking outside at the other relationships that you're surrounded by, you know, you learn, you know, so cause I remember before in your past relationships, you're like, oh man, you'd be telling me like tripping out a little bit. And so like, you were like, yeah, we're going to take it slow.
Yeah,
we're gonna be calm. We're going to be cautious. And she's over here like, what the fuck is wrong with him? He's so calm. I'm freaking out over here. And I'm like, I told Arman, I was like, dude, like, you just got to step forward because you can't approach this as if it's a new relation. It is a new relationship, but you guys have a relationship already.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I said that like you were like walking around on fucking eggshells, trying not to like you're like, huh? You know, just walking and like taking it extremely cautious, which is fine.
Yeah,
you know. But then she's over there like just fucking walk at the other fucking end of the room, and she just fucking walk. It's only one eggshell. It's not even a lot.
Well, yeah, you know, you treated like a new relationship because that's all I was used to.
Yeah,
you know, it's like whenever I was trying to date somebody, I couldn't be like, they didn't know everything.
It was
about
fresh.
Me.
Yeah,
they didn't know everything about me.
It was legit fresh, and like that's what I noticed was like you're approaching it that way.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I told you, it's like you can't because, like I said, you guys already know each other. You guys know almost everything. You guys trust each other already. You can't jump in there being like, okay, I better not say these jokes because, you know, but because you guys already know the jokes that you guys like, you know, that kind of shit.
She practically says it for me now.
Exactly. And so it's like, it was just really funny seeing that. And then like for her end, it was like the whole, this never happened.
Yeah.
You know how like, you know, this is my best friend and like, I don't want to, you know, our feelings to, you know, what we have now is great and stuff. I'm like, girl, like, just fucking do it. And I was like, you know, like I said, I keep saying like, you know, it's a violent kick in the back for you guys, but you guys really needed that. You guys needed that realization. You guys needed to see what you guys were doing because you guys were both approaching it from ways that you guys' backgrounds are used to.
Yeah,
you know, and
exactly.
I'm like, you guys can't fucking do that shit. You know?
And I feel like, because, you know, when this podcast, we nearly talk it like as if we're giving ourselves advice, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, there are people out there that are like, oh yeah, thinking about talking to their best friend or someone that's a friend, you know. I think if you think sometimes you can't approach it like like you said, you can't approach it like every other relationship because it is different.
It is.
It's not like talking to that girl at the club and then, you know, you guys are texting each other because this girl knows everything about you now.
Yeah.
You know, it is different.
You know, it's like,
it actually made everything a lot easier.
Exactly.
You know, one thing I was always nervous about when trying to talk to a girl is eventually thinking about meeting the parents. You know, and her parents know me; they love me.
I mean, it's like, you know, coming from like you know, from thinking from your perspective, like as a single guy, and everything is like, yeah, you know, there's those steps you got to make, right? Like, oh, I gotta meet her, I gotta like get to know her, then I gotta like meet her. But it's like,
all that's already passed.
Yeah. But then it was funny in the beginning because you didn't realize that.
Yeah.
You know?
It was hard to break habit.
Definitely. And like,
it's hard to break habit.
It was really funny because you were telling me like, you know, you guys are talking to me about everything that's going on. I'm sitting there just like, my God, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah, I'll agree. We are.
You know, but then
you know, we you know, we were going off your guidance for like the first
like couple days, first week at least.
Yeah, first week or two.
And then you guys just took it and ran with it.
We went on our own.
Yeah. And like I was like, fine. Final fucking leave. Like, you guys finally realize what's happening.
I stopped calling you, like asking you, she said this, what do I do?
Yeah, Tessa remembers like he's like this. I don't know what to do.
You know, now we're on our own.
Here's what you do.
You're literally playing it play by play for each of us. Yeah, everything's good now, and it's a nice story to tell because like I'm actually planning to do a YouTube video about it later because it's a different spin on the classic story. high school friends fall for each other. But in this case, it's 10 years later, 4 years into a friendship. It's a different spin on it. So I was thinking about writing something related to this.
I mean, it's like you said, it's a classic scenario of someone getting friend zoned and then getting out of the red zone.
Yeah, except it's both of them. Yeah. Both of them getting out, like realizing, like, oh yeah, we should date. Everyone else thinks it's a good idea. Do we think it's a good idea? Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's do it.
Great explanation.
That is literally
good idea. Good idea. Good idea. Good idea.
That's how it went. We were thinking like, oh, I mean, if everyone else thinks it's good, do we think it's good? Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
I remember before you guys. I think it was the times where we went out drinking and she was there, and I remember kicking with you again, having these talks we have like this on the podcast outside her house, and I was just like, so you're like, are you gonna try you and Pearl? And you're like, nah, she like the homie. Shit. See what I mean?
Well, I guess we don't have to wait till the end of the episode.
Hey, you wanna come?
It's fucking Pearl. That's who it is. Hi, baby.
You want to come out and show your face? Nah. Which episode? Season 2 episode.
Oh, it's season 1. She wasn't in. Was she in season 2?
Oh, was it?
No, she wasn't in season 2.
Yeah, she's correcting me.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, she's gonna come out at the end of the episode.
See,
so yeah, that's who it is. For everyone that's like wondering who it is.
How hard this shit was. Dude.
He fucking slipped. It was supposed to be at the end.
Nah. See, that shit was hard, dude.
Well, I mean, there's people out there who don't know who she is yet. Well, I mean, like if you guys been listening since season 1, you know who she is.
I remember one. First off, I slipped a long time ago.
Yeah, you did actually. Yeah. You were right, Chriselle, but you weren't the first one. Just letting you know.
What up? The devil be Fuck, what was I talking about? Shit, I slipped, and then
yeah, you completely slipped. I
shit.
forget what you're talking about. How long are we? we're a solid like 52 minutes in right now.
All right, let's just end it there. let's just
Thank you. I guess we are going to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in for the first episode of season 3.
Hope you guys like this episode. If y'all feel like you're on the friend zone, like, look, we're proof. We got out.
Yeah, we're good. But make sure, I think it's just because people always say that, oh, no, I don't know if it's going to ruin the friendship. If your friendship is strong enough and you're mature enough and it's not a terrible breakup, you guys should be fine. But if the girl says that she's not into it,
She's not into it.
She's not into it, man. If that's actually what I was okay with when I talked to her about this, and if she was gonna say, "Nah, I'm not really into this." Hey, what can I do?
It is what it is. Yeah,
it is what it is. You can't force a girl to like you.
Yeah, jerks out there. Jerks.
That's actually the shit I hate about friend zone and all that stuff, because like a lot of guys feel entitled to that shit.
Yeah,
and it's like, nah, it ain't like that.
That's bullshit.
All those. Yeah. We're gonna end it on that.
Yeah.
Stop being bitches. But yeah, we're back here every Friday for season 3. Currently on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
YouTube at.
YouTube.com/It's Arman Lopez.
Check out our Instagram at y'all ready for drink. At y'all ready for drinks. Man, I'm fucking horrible right now.
It's hard because we haven't done this in a minute.
Leave a comment, like, follow.
One of our biggest things this season is trying to get the podcast out. We want to let more people find out about us.
Yeah. Big things, big moves.
We want to hear people's stories, anything that they can relate. Hell, if you fell for your best friend, why don't you just put a comment below?
Yeah.
Put a comment below on YouTube or type it in our Instagram shit.
Let us know. For drinks.
At y'all ready for drinks, yeah. But yeah, guys, we're here every Friday, and we'll be back next week with a new episode.
Yeah.
Oh, next week's episode is a doozy.
It's a doozy. Yeah.
Watch out for people in white shirts with BMP. We're out. Play the beat.
We forgot she was supposed to come on, so here she is.
This was actually supposed to be the way like people are gonna find out.
Yeah. Oh God. My girlfriend's here too.
It's one of the few times I'm not the third wheel.
Yeah, this sucks.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.